Welcome to the webinar. Today's topic is the MyUnity 9.2.3 upgrade. With this upgrade, the name of the system is officially changing from Vision to MyUnity. Included in this upgrade is a new process for claims retrieval as well as claims creation. The new claims retrieval process goes into effect immediately. The new claims creation process goes into effect for August dates of service only for traditional Medicare A and B claims. Other payers will be phased in later this year. Another change is that your UB04s will now open in a PDF format, and you'll see that when we go look at some claims. At this point, the PDF format is not an option for resident invoices. There's a new claims management and creation process. This is found under Financial, Organization, and Claims. There are two gel tabs, Manage Claims and Process Claims. First, we're going to talk about Manage Claims. This screen replaces the Edit Existing Claims screen. Edit Existing Claims is still available under the chain link, Edit Existing Claims or Pre-bills, and it still functions the same way. However, this screen will be going away probably before the end of the year. So we're going to start using the new Manage Claims screen. Just like with the Edit Existing Claims, you have various options to select to narrow down the search for the kind of claims you are looking for. The first thing you'll need to do is select an org level. I'm going to click on my org level, and we're going to work with the IL1 level. Next, you can select your bill period. You can enter from and through dates, but we now have an easier option where you can just click on this calendar, and it allows you to select the month that you want to go to. You can also go to previous years. We're going to work with February of 2018. You can also select payer types. You can click the drop-down and select the payer type from the list, or you can start typing and then your selections will come up. If you have made a selection and you decide you no longer want that selection, you can remove it by clicking on the X. And you could also select plans to narrow the search down further. Then we have the Show More Filters option. If we click Show More Filters, we have options to enter the creation date, invoice numbers, or residence. So this is all very similar to the Edit Existing Claims. It's just laid out a little differently. Another thing you'll want to take note of is the Only My Invoices option. By default, this is checked, which means you would only see invoices and claims that you yourself have created. So you'll want to take that check mark out to make sure that you can pull up claims that a coworker may have created. Whenever you've entered the information that you want to search for, you just click the button that says Find Claims. What comes up rather than a batch is a list of claims that match the invoices that you were searching for. The invoices appear in a grid, and this grid can be sorted by clicking on any of the headings. It sorts automatically by invoice number, but if I want to see my claims in alphabetical order, I just need to click on the resident name. You can navigate through the pages by clicking on these buttons below or using the arrows to go to from page to page. Now, if I don't like going from page to page, if I want to see them all in one list, I can click this drop down where it says 10 items per page and choose 250. Then it's going to display all of my residents on one page, up to 250. If I want to view a claim, I come over to this action button. When I click the action button, I have several different options, things that I can do with this claim. I can view the claim, view details, refresh, bill claim, add bill hold, which we don't use, or delete claim. Also, this grid can be extracted into Excel. So if I want to see my claims list in Excel, all I need to do is click the Export to Excel button. It's going to ask you if you want to save. I'm going to click Save and then click Open, then Allow, and it's going to open my report in Excel. Once you have it in Excel, then you can sort it or do whatever you want to do. View a claim, I can use the action button next to whichever invoice I want to view, and then select the option to view claim. The claim will open in a new window, and from here I can print it, or I can edit the ACH info if it's an ACH invoice. Suppose that I want to preview all my claims at once rather than going down one by one. I can do that by printing my claims, which creates a print file just like the old claims batch did. View Claims 2 gives me several options of things to do with this list of claims. Print, bill, create EDI and bill, unbill, add bill hold, which we don't use, audit claim edits, and delete. So I'm going to say I want to view claims to print. All of my claims are then highlighted, meaning they are selected. If there are some that I don't want to print, I can go down and unselect them like this. And it will only print the ones that are highlighted. Next to the Print Claim button is the Show Form Labels option. If you want the headings to print, you need to have this checked. If you do not want the headings to print, for example, if you're printing on the red and white UB04s, then take the check mark out. I'm printing invoices, so I'm going to leave that checked. And then I'm going to click the Print Claims button. This white window opens, and I just need to wait for it to process. Once it processes, it will close, and then there is the message, the selected invoices are ready to print, view claims to print. I'm going to click on that link, and just like the old claims viewer, it gives you one or more links to your invoices to print. You just click on the links, and then you can scroll through and preview your claims and or print them. When you're done printing them, you just close this window. A new feature that we have under the Action button is called Refresh Claim. Refresh Claim can be used for when certain changes are made to the claim, such as an address or a related party. If you change an address or make a correction to a related party, you can come back to the same claim and just click Refresh Claim, and it will change your claim that's in there without you having to recreate it. You can't refresh claim for changes with charges or for changes with rugs. In that case, you would need to recreate a claim, and we'll talk later about how to do that. There's also an option at the top of your grid that is Show. You can choose to see all claims or choose to see claims with errors or claims with no errors. This can help you narrow things down as you process your claims. Once you make a selection under View Claims, you cannot change the selection under Show. If you have a claim with errors, you would click the Action button, and one of your options would be View Errors/Warnings. We don't have any errors, so I don't have any to look at right now. We're now going to move on to the process claims. As I mentioned earlier, we will only be using this screen for now for Medicare A and Medicare B claims. The first thing you'll need to do is click on your org selection and choose your health center level. You then want to click Find Templates. The billing team has set up Medicare A and Medicare B templates for you, so you will not need to worry about how to do that at this time. Your templates will begin with the date August 1st. In our demonstration, we're using the date of March 1st. Create new claims is still an option if you click on the Related Items chain link. You can still go to the old Create New Claims screen. This should only be used when you need to create one-offs or corrected claims for claims going back previous to August. For any claims, Medicare A, Medicare B, August 1 and forward, you should use this new process claims screen. The process claims screen will have an active billing period, and that will be the next period that you need to create claims for. So I'm going to create my Medicare A claim. I want to just click the process button. It's going to ask me what period I want to create for, and in our demo, we're going to use March. Our bill date will automatically be today's date, but it does allow you to change it. And then I just click Process. You will see the window come up and the blue bars will process just like you're used to seeing. When the blue bars are finished processing, you'll no longer see a batch of claims open up. It will just take you back to the Process Claims screen. What you have to do next is go back to Manage Claims, and you're now going to pull up the claims that you just created. I have my health center level selected. I want to select my bill period, which is March. And then I'm going to select payer type, which is Medicare A. And I'm going to click Find Claims. It's now going to find my Medicare claims that I've created for March. Just like we saw with the invoices, the claims come up in a grid instead of in batches. I can use the page numbers, or I can click the drop down and say that I want to view all my claims together. and then I can sort it alphabetically if I want to. So here I can see my names, the payer, the type of bill, begin and end dates, the date created, the claim amount, and then the status. So if there were any errors, I would see not billed -errors. I do have some warnings. If I want to view the warning, I go over to the action and select View Errors and Warnings. It's then going to show me that my warnings is saying the qualifying state aid is outside of the 30-day window. Most errors are links, just like what you're used to seeing in the pre-bill audit now, and you could click on it and it would take you to the correct screen where you can correct the information. This is only a warning, and it is not a link. If I want to view my claim, I can click on Action and then View Claim, and you'll see that it comes up in the PDF format. Here's my claim in the PDF format, and you can see that it looks like a UB04. It's not an official claim form and shouldn't be used as such. It does not print in red and white, but you can print it this way and still have your headings left intact. Across the top, we have the tabs for the claim editor, and this works just like it always has. If I click on the Codes tab, I can then enter a code if I need to. I'm just going to make one up. And add it, save. Then I can go back to preview, and I have to wait for this to refresh, but once it refreshes, then the code I entered will show here. There it is. So the functionality has not changed. It's just a different way of looking at and working with your claims. Instead of having a claims batch, it takes you directly to a claims viewer. So think of it as it's showing you your entire batch, and you can work with the claims in the batch, but you no longer have a batch number. Remember that if you make corrections, you can use the refresh claim. However, certain things such as changes to charges or changes to rugs will not be refreshed if you select a fresh claim. In that case, you'll need to do a claims correction, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Here I have Show All. I can change that to Claims with Errors, and it shows me none because I don't have any with errors. I can switch back to Claims with No Errors. Then I can select View Claims to create EDI. If I have reviewed my claims and I'm now ready to send them, I'm going to select View Claims to create EDI. It's then going to highlight my claims just like when I was going to print them. If I have some claims that I don't want to send, I'm not ready to send yet, I can just click on them to unselect them. You see how then they are unhighlighted. Once I have the claims highlighted that I want to include in my EDI, I'll click the Create EDI button. Once again, the white window opens up and I just need to wait for it to process. When it processes, the white window closes, and then I have this message here. The selected invoices have been put into EDIs. View reports. So I now click on that link, and there is my EDI file. So if you remember, in your old claims viewer, you would see the blue word download, and you would right-click on that and choose Save Target As. Well, this time you have the link that says Open EDI, but you'll still use it the same way. You'll right-click on it and choose Save Target As. You'll then save your EDI file in your Medicare folder or wherever you normally keep your files, and then send it to your Medicare MAC in the same way that you always have. When I'm done with my EDI, I can close it. I can also view my EDI just by clicking on it. Here we mentioned that if you have errors such as changes to the rugs or changes to the charges, that you can't use this refresh claim. So what do we do if we have claims with errors? We need to recreate them. First of all, if there are only a few claims that you need to create, what you should do is build the claims that are good, that you don't want to recreate. So if I'm going to view claims to bill, it's going to highlight all my claims, and I can unselect the ones that aren't ready to bill. So I'm going to say that Lando Calrissian and Snow White are not ready to bill yet. The rest of them are correct, and I created my EDI and I've sent them. So I'm now going to click the button to bill selected claims. Click OK. I can now look at the status. I can see the claims that are billed, and there's my two claims for Lando Calrissian and Snow White that are not billed. And those are the claims that I need to correct. So we'll say that they've had changes to the rugs. To correct these claims, I go to Process Claims, and I'm going to look at my templates again. I want to look at my Med-A template, and you'll see that it has the next month's dates there, April, because it's saying that you've already processed March, and your next month will be April. But that's okay. I can still make corrections to my March claims. To do that, I'm going to click the Process button. And I'm going to change this, click the drop down. Since we are starting with August dates using the templates, you will not be able to use this screen to correct claims that are earlier than August. If you do need to correct any claims that go back earlier than August, you will use the traditional Create New Claims screen. It's not liking me. There we go. And you can see right here, there's a link to Create New Claims. That will take you to the traditional Create New Claims screen. But going back to my corrected claims, I have my March dates selected. And here I have this option, Delete Unbilled Invoices for the period. So this way, when I click Process, it's going to go through and recreate any claims that are not billed, and it will delete the original claims. Any claims that are billed will not be touched. So by doing this process, it's only going to recreate those two claims, Snow White and Lando Calrissian. Now I'm going to click Process. Gives you this message. This action will delete any unbilled claims during the period. Please confirm. Okay. And this is going to process just like when you create new claims. When the white window closes, just like before, I need to go back to Manage Claims. And then I'm going to enter the information that I want to look for. I was working with March, Medicare A, and this time I'm going to search for a resident. I only want to look at my 2 recreated claims. I'm going to move Lando Calrissian into the next window. So I have Calrissian and White selected. I can now click Find Claims. So here it's bringing up only my 2 new claims, and I can read like I normally would. If I want to look at all my claims, all I need to do is take these names out. I still have Medicare A and March selected. Click Find Claims. Then I can see if I view claims to bill, it's going to bring up only the claims that have not been billed. So that includes Lando Calrissian, Snow White, and then a couple of other claims that I didn't bill previously. You can also recreate claims by going to under Process Claims. You can choose the link to create new claims, and it will take you to the traditional screen. You will need to use this if you're creating claims that are older than August 2018, because that's the date that the templates will be started for you. Regarding the templates, it's important that others in your community understand this so that when someone covers for you, if you are gone, and if they're accustomed to doing it the old way, they need to know about this new process, because if they create your claims for the month using the old way, then this billing period will not be rolled over because it wasn't used. So I'm now going to create my Med B claims. I'm just going to click Process. My billing period is March. My bill date is today. I'm going to click Process. Once again, after the claims are created, I need to go back to Manage Claims, select March, and this time for payer type, I'm going to select Medicare B, and then Find Claims. Here are my Medicare B claims. I'm going to sort them alphabetically, and I want to see them all on one page. And now I have some errors to look at. So scrolling down, I can see that there are some that have errors. To make it easier to work with, I'm going to come up here and click Show Claims with Errors. Now if I click the Action button, one of my options is to view errors and warnings. Here it's telling me the occurrence code 11 is required, and it's also telling me the primary diagnosis code is missing. So this works just like your pre-bill audit. Each one of these is a link, and if I click on the link, it's going to take me to the correct screen where I can add the occurrence code. Rather than doing that, though, I'm going to see if I can add a diagnosis. And if I remember, when you add your diagnosis, if you put in the onset date, it should pull the 11 code from there. I'm just going to make up a code. Now I can close that screen and close that window, but now I'm ready to refresh. So I'm going to come over here under Actions and choose Refresh Claim. When you refresh a claim, it brings up only that claim. And you see that it's showing the invoice number here. And also I can see the status. It no longer has errors. So by entering the onset date, it was able to pull that 11 code from the diagnosis. And if I want to view my claim, and there's my diagnosis code. If I want to bring all my claims back, I'm just going to X that invoice number out of there and click Find Claims again. And then it brings up my list of claims. And I want to again go to Show Claims with Errors, and then keep correcting my errors. So that's how the new Manage Claims and Process Claims works. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I hope you're excited as I am about the new claims processing. Remember that if you have any questions or problems, just start a service ticket for the billing support team, and we'll be happy to walk you through anything that you need help with. Please be sure and view our other webinars on our YouTube channel, including such topics as how to enter an NSF check,